Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Josh Strife Hayes, and this is a complete beginner's guide to the tabletop battle game Warhammer 40k. This guide series will be specifically for the 8th edition of the game, which, as of 2020, is the most up-to-date edition. This video guide series is designed for those who have never played Warhammer 40k but are interested in starting. I'm going to explain everything you'll need to know to begin playing, including a brief history of the game and the armies within it, the modelling and painting side of the hobby, and then the rules of the game itself. To make this beginner's guide easier to digest, I've split it into several videos, each focusing on a different aspect of the hobby or game. If you know exactly what you're looking for, you can head straight to that video. I'll leave the links in the description below. This first video will cover the various armies you can play as and why you might want to. If you're brand new to the world of 40k, then grab a drink and settle in as we explore the simplified story and armies of the Warhammer 40k universe. In the 41st millennium, there is only war. In the far future, this galaxy and countless others are locked in a desperate, violent struggle where both humans and aliens fight for dominance and survival. This endless war is generally split into three major factions: the Imperium of Man, the unnatural alien XENOS, and finally those corrupted by the taint of chaos. Within each of these three major factions are smaller, specific armies. You will take command of one of these armies and lead your troops to victory. Let's take a look at each specific army within each of these major factions. The Imperium of Man. All armies within the Imperium of Man fight for the glory of the God Emperor of mankind, an ancient yet still powerful being sat upon a golden throne. It is through his psychic dominance that humanity is able to navigate the hellish warp and travel great distances. However, the Emperor requires a constant stream of human psychic energy and souls to survive. His armies include the Space Marines. The most famous and recognizable of the Warhammer 40k models, the Space Marines are genetically augmented humans. Standing head and shoulders above a regular man, they charge into battle wearing reinforced power armor and carrying the classic and devastating bolter. A Space Marine must belong to a specific chapter. Each chapter has a unique color scheme and rule set available to it, possibly containing unique weapons or vehicles. If you're not lucky enough to be a Space Marine, but still unlucky enough to live within this human universe, you'll likely be a member of the Astra Militarum, the largest standing human army, made of regular people like you or I. No power armor here, just old school tanks and troops issued with the basic las gun. The Astra Militarum look to overwhelm the enemy with sheer volume of firepower. The Adepta Sororitas, known as the Sisters of Battle, are an extreme religious sect devoted entirely to the Emperor, wearing armor equal to Space Marines and driving into battle in tanks equipped with church organs and missiles. The Adeptus Custodes are the Emperor's personal guard, wearing shining gold armor and training for upwards of 20 hours a day. They're really called upon to fight, but are still absolutely deadly. The Adeptus Mechanicus form the tech priests of the Imperium, obsessed with the lost knowledge of technology and building the giant war machines that the Imperium need to survive. The pinnacle of those machines are the Imperial Knights, giant walking fortresses with unmatched firepower. An Imperial Knight is an imposing sight and a destructive force. The final force of the Imperium is the mysterious Inquisition. An Inquisitor has absolute authority to command any and all of the Imperium's resources, from a single soldier to an entire fleet. The Inquisition are also able to call in the Imperium's most powerful show of force, Exterminatus, which is used to destroy an entire planet within minutes. The Xenos threat. The alien races of Warhammer 40k are referred to as Xenos. They are. The Eldari, or Eldar, are far older and superior in many ways to humans. However, their race lost most of its influence long ago, and now they travel the galaxy in giant craft worlds, using their powerful psychic powers to manipulate space and time. They were once the dominant force, but have since fallen. The Drukhari, or Dark Eldar, are twisted versions of their craft world kin. These evil entities feed on the negative emotions of those around them, and so are focused on causing as much pain and suffering as possible. The Tyranids are the most alien and single-minded of the XENOS races. A Tyranid is a perfect killing machine, travelling space in giant hive fleets and being born from a biological sludge. They eat all edible matter in front of them and then adapt and evolve to become even more efficient. Their purpose is simply to consume everything. The Gene Stealer cults are often fallen humans who have succumbed to the taint of heresy or chaos. They can pass for normal people if covered up, but often have an extra arm or additional head. They plan and scheme in secret to strike at the Imperium of Man from within. The green-skinned orcs are possibly the only race within the 40k universe who are absolutely thrilled to be here. Orc society values fighting, combat and violence. The most fun an orc can have is charging into battle and taking part in a war. A large enough orc warband is both the happiest and most violent thing you could ever see. The Necrons are sentient, living metal corpses who traded their souls for immortality. They've been buried underground for millennia in hidden tomb worlds, and now they've been woken up. They crusade across the stars to rebuild the mighty Necron Empire. The youngest of the XENOS are the Tau, a technologically advanced race of XENOS boasting a remarkably complex society and high standards of living. Humanity and the Tau share a great deal in common. Both have governments, both are capable of trade and negotiation, and have before even worked together. However, the Tau are ultimately focused on spreading their creed of the greater good, and those that don't join will be killed. The taint of chaos. Endless war has caused such bloodshed, fear and hatred that 4 ancient and powerful entities known as the Chaos Gods have risen and become involved. Any thinking being is able to fall prey to the law of chaos, as each god blesses their followers in different ways. They are Khorne, the Chaos God of bloodshed. Khorne cares not from where the blood flows as long as it flows, and his followers scream blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne, as they kill without discrimination. Khorne blesses his followers with boundless rage and skill in battle. Nurgle is the chaos god of plague and pestilence. His followers receive an interesting blessing. They can no longer feel pain or sickness, but their bodies become walking contagion engines, spewing bile and pus as they march. Following Nurgle is to feel fantastic while constantly dying. The magical and oddball Tzinch is the chaos god of change. This god focuses on twisting ancient and occult energies into new and often grotesque forms of life. The followers of Tzinch are blessed with occult knowledge and damned with the madness this knowledge brings. The newest chaos god is Slaanesh, god of pleasure and excess. Slaanesh blesses its followers with everything they could want, food, drugs, or sex, but slowly over time removes the ability to feel any pleasure from it, making its followers constantly push for more and more extreme feelings and more depraved acts. The corruption of chaos can affect anyone able to consider it, and so you end up with Chaos Space Marines, Chaos Knights, and even Chaos Demons from the far, far past brought into the future just to kill. These are the armies locked in a constant war. As a 40k player, choose your favourite and begin the crusade. Every army is viable, and while flavour of the month may happen whenever an army gets an update, every single army is able to be competitive and fun. The history and story of 40k is vast and varied. If you're interested in diving into this world, I'd suggest by reading the HORUS HERESY series of novels, which help explain how the Emperor ended up on the Golden Throne and how the Space Marines became so divided. In the next video, we'll look at the modelling and painting side of the hobby. If you have any questions or feedback, then leave a comment below, or come join me live on Twitch or Discord. Links in the description below. Thank you for your time, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.